The announcement of BLACKPINK's 2025 World Tour has stirred mixed feelings among fans who are expressing concerns over potential financial issues at YG, coupled with whispers about the members being compelled to participate. Speculations around the odd timing have rapidly taken the spotlight. Was this tour genuinely organized for BLACKPINK, or is there something YG is trying to conceal from us? On February 5th, a teaser emerged teasing a long-awaited BLACKPINK 2025 tour, yet it provided no dates or particulars, leaving fans baffled, and the timing felt increasingly suspicious as the members were still heavily engaged in solo ventures, making a group tour unexpected. Moreover, YG had yet to announce any plans for a comeback, which caused many fans to perceive it as hurried. It seemed as if YG was in a panic, prematurely disclosing the tour announcement without a coherent strategy. One commenter noted, "It feels very soon, especially since they haven't even designated a name for the tour. It's simply labeled as the 2025 World Tour." On February 19th, YG finally unveiled the actual tour itinerary. BLACKPINK would kick off the events in Goyang on July 5th and 6th, later traveling to North America by the end of July and commencing in Europe starting August 2nd. In Paris, at Stade de France, culminating in a three-day finale at Tokyo Dome in January 2026. Additional dates were incorporated due to overwhelming demand, yet despite all the information shared, fans remained apprehensive with no comeback officially announced. The entire scenario felt unsettling. Was this merely a rerun of their previous tour with slight adjustments? Would they be performing new songs without a prior release, or was YG planning to unveil something unexpected during the tour? No one seemed certain about what to anticipate, which only added to the bewilderment. As may be known, BLACKPINK's contractual situation occupied headlines in 2023, with their YG agreements concluding in September. All eyes were on whether they would remain or part ways, and fans presumed YG would strive hard to retain them as they were the company's prime asset. However, it was evident that the members sought more independence, particularly given how little agency they appeared to have regarding their music and promotions. Ultimately, they made a surprising yet astute decision. They chose to stay united as BLACKPINK while branching out for solo careers, and that choice yielded rapid rewards. Within months, three members initiated their own labels and released solo music at a pace that eclipsed BLACKPINK's collective discography, creating significant ripples both domestically, in Korea, and internationally. By late 2024 and early 2025, solo songs were emerging one after another. Rosé's solo work arrived in December, while Jisoo unveiled Amourage on February 14th. Lisa's alter ego was revealed on February 28th, and Jennie's Ruby premiered on March 7th. Both Jisoo and Jennie embarked on mini-tours. Lisa and Jennie even performed at Coachella in April, giving the impression that things would calm down just in time for summer. Initially, it appeared as though BLACKPINK was preparing to promote as a united group again, seeing that they had re-signed with YG for group activities. Nevertheless, behind the scenes, that narrative may not have painted the complete picture. For many, it didn't seem like a well-orchestrated comeback connected to their contract renewal, nor did it appear driven by the members' enthusiasm for reuniting. More fans began to suspect that the straightforward explanation was this: YG might be experiencing financial strife, and this tour could potentially be their last-ditch effort to rectify their situation. It's common knowledge that BLACKPINK serves as the backbone of YG. Despite groups like Treasure and Baby Monster debuting after them, none have matched BLACKPINK's remarkable success. So, when the members opted not to renew their solo contracts with YG, the company was inevitably facing a setback. In fact, this became evident in February when reports disclosed that YG encountered a rough financial year in 2024. For the first time in history, they closed the year with an operational loss, even after generating revenue amounting to 365.8 billion Korean won, which is roughly $250 million. Despite this income, they suffered an operational loss amounting to 23.9 billion Korean won, around $6.4 million, and wrapped up with a net deficit close to 500 million Korean won, equating to over $340,000. Although there had been previous dips in net income, such as in 2019, this marked their first documented operational loss, representing a serious financial blow. This reality elucidated one crucial thing: YG couldn't afford to linger. They were in urgent need of a prompt solution. Many now speculate that hastily announcing BLACKPINK's tour was their strategy to remain afloat. To reduce losses, YG made a daring decision at the start of 2025. They opted to dismantle their entire acting division. On January 17th, the company declared it would sever ties with all its actors, stating it aimed to refocus exclusively on music. In their announcement, YG expressed gratitude to both the actors and fans for their support, affirming they would continue managing contracts until current agreements expire, but none would be renewed. This meant significant figures such as Lee Jang-ki-young and Sun Na-eun would all be let go. Just days later, on January 21st, YG attempted to reshape the narrative by initiating something fresh, the 2025 Y National Audition Tour. The company embarked on an extensive talent search across 6 cities running from February 7th to 23rd with 7 audition dates overall. This was evidently a push for new faces, new energy, and perhaps a rejuvenation. Rumors also began circulating that YG was planning to debut a new boy group this year, although nothing has been officially confirmed. Still, amid dismantling an entire division and launching a national search, it's clear the company is racing to recover. Observing everything that has transpired, it's easy to comprehend why some believe BLACKPINK may have been cornered into this group tour. The members have been flourishing individually, some might argue they're even more prominent as solo artists than they were collectively. Such a shift likely created unease among investors, especially given the financial pressures already facing YG. Instead of hastily pushing out a group release with a short promotional cycle, YG straight away, despite bringing in 365.8 billion Korean won or approximately $250 million in revenue, they faced an operational loss of 23.9 billion Korean won, around $6.4 million. They concluded with a net deficit of around 500 million Korean won, equating to over $340,000. Though they had previously seen dips in net income, like in 2019, this marked their first recorded operational loss. The financial setback was significant, making it evident that YG couldn't afford to be patient. They required an immediate fix. Many now believe that expediting BLACKPINK's tour was their strategy to try to remain afloat amidst their struggles. YG took a drastic step at the beginning of 2025 by shutting down their entire acting division. On January 17th, the company announced it would sever ties with all its actors, stating their intention to refocus solely on music. In their announcement, YG expressed gratitude to both the actors and fans for their support, assuring that they would continue to manage the actors until their current contracts conclude, but that none would be extended. This move meant that notable figures like Lee Jang-ki-young and Sun Na-eun were all released. A few days later, on January 21st, YG attempted to change the narrative by initiating something new, the 2025 Y National Audition Tour. The company embarked on an extensive talent search across 6 cities running from February 7th to 23rd, with a total of 7 audition dates, a clear push towards rebuilding with fresh faces and renewed energy. Speculation also arose regarding YG's plans to debut a new boy group this year, although nothing has been confirmed as of yet. Still, given the closure of an entire division and the start of a nationwide search, it's evident the company is in a state of urgency to recover. Observing the entire situation, it's clear why some believe BLACKPINK may have been coerced into this group tour. The members have certainly thrived on their own, and many argue they've become even more prominent in their solo endeavors than as a group. That considerable shift might have made investors anxious, particularly with YG already grappling with financial strain. Yet rather than hurrying a group release and brief promotional cycle, YG moved forward directly. New boy group this year, although nothing has been officially validated yet. Still, from the closure of an entire division to initiating a nationwide search, it's evident that the company is in desperate need of recovery. Considering everything that has transpired, it's understandable why some believe BLACKPINK was pressured into this group tour. The members have thrived on their own, and many would argue that they are even more prominent solo than they were collectively. This change likely caused investor discomfort, especially with YG already under financial strain, yet rather than hastily arranging a group release and a brief promotional cycle, YG chose to focus straight on. Each member has been flourishing on their own, and some might even suggest they're more successful solo than they were as a collective. This change likely caused some concern among investors, particularly with YG already facing financial challenges. But instead of hastily releasing a group album and a brief promotion period, YG opted for a different approach. For the major profits, a live tour generates significantly greater revenue than album sales, so kicking off a tour first may have been their strategy to quickly stabilize things. Additionally, there's the worry that fans may lean more towards purchasing solo albums or merchandise, resulting in diminished excitement and funds for the group's return. By making the tour announcement early, even prior to revealing any details about a comeback, they secure ticket sales and create ample space. Some speculate this implies the album wasn't fully prepared and YG needed more time. However, this approach encourages fans to start saving and investing in the tour first, ensuring upfront income before anything new is released. What truly fueled the notion that this tour wasn't part of a well-thought-out plan was a blind item hinted during the Oscars. If you're not aware, blind items are essentially gossip leaks that reveal details without naming individuals, yet this one had enough clues for fans to piece together the pieces. The timing, the phrasing, everything about it screamed BLACKPINK, which heightened the belief that the tour was hastily assembled behind the scenes. The blind in question